Hi guys, welcome to my channel. So I'm bringing you this video in my bedroom. I thought let me do something different, have a different setup for my videos. But anyway, I hope that you guys are doing well. If you're new here, my name is Jen on the YouTube streets. If you enjoy my videos and you like what I talk about, you like how I roll. Okay guys, let's get serious. Thank you so much guys for the support and the love. We recently hit 22,000 in this platform and I am so grateful, you guys. And I know that I've been battling with just being on time in terms of responding to comments. I am really trying to get back to my groove, you guys, get back to that Jennifer that prioritize content creation and all this stuff, because I do enjoy it. It's just that I've mostly been exhausted, but I'm going to get back there. But anyway, without wasting any time, let us get into the point of this video. I am going to be starting a series where I'm going to be bringing you guys through the journey of just building your finances and finding and reaching, financial freedom and beyond that, financial independence. But I want us to start it at the basics, you guys, starting at the basics, and then we'll build it. And so I'm going to be creating videos that I feel like are going to be aligning. Then these videos you can always go back to whenever you need motivation or encouragement or just insights on those topics. I want it to be evergreen type of content. So on today's video, we are going to be talking about the issue of paying yourself first. Now, this is something that is highly spoken about in the financial space. Every financial guru, every financial expert is preaching this thing of the reason why you're struggling with your finances, the reason why you are battling with your finances, because you're not paying yourself first. Prioritize paying yourself first. I've heard that thing many times, and it's something that I've also believed for a long time. But the more that I've actually looked at my finances and looked at the things that I've done in order to improve my finances, I realized that it wasn't because I paid myself first. I realized that it was because I prioritized the fundamentals first, and then I got to the part of paying myself first. And there was a portion of my life where I actually was so eager to pay myself first without making sure that the other things were taken care of. It led me to a place whereby I found myself having to dig into debt, having to sustain my life using debt, because I was prioritizing something that is not a necessity, something that is not a need, and foregoing the things that were actually important. And so I want us to talk about this issue of paying yourself first and why I believe that it is not practical for many people out here, especially in this economy. But if you're a person that is living paycheck to paycheck, the idea of paying yourself first is not practical. Even for me, as a person who's not living paycheck to paycheck, paying myself first is not practical, and it's something that even till this day I do not do. Why? Because I believe that there are things that are more important than the paying myself first. And I'm going to take you guys through that. The first problem that I have when it comes to paying yourself first is it assumes that you've got enough money for you to pay yourself first. It assumes that there's enough money for you to say, you know what, I'm going to pay myself, I'm going to save and invest this much money, and then anything else I will see. And I know that in the money that I have is going to be enough, to a point whereby people will say you pay yourself first and then you allocate whatever that is left. If you've done that, you will figure out how to stretch whatever that is left in all of your obligations. Guys, how unrealistic can we be? That is highly unrealistic, highly unpractical. And that is why I have a problem with that. Because what we're saying here is we're saying your peace of mind right now, it does not matter. What matters is your peace of mind in the future. Because when you are paying yourself first, you are basically saying, I'm going to save and invest. I am going to invest and invest in my future peace, save for my future peace, and whatever that is happening now, it is not as important. And my worry here is that you will find yourself having to dig into debt, having to use your credit cards, your store account, because now your income, the money that is left, is not enough to sustain you until the end of the month. And so for me, what I want to encourage you guys to do, or what I really just want to push here, and why I'm starting with this video, is because I want us to understand that your current peace is very important. The peace that you have or you sustain between when you get paid until your next payday is very important. I do not like to see people going to a mashonisa. That thing of having to go to mashonisa because now your money is not enough. The thing of having to borrow money from people because now your salary is not enough, or the money that you have left is not enough. Guys, that is the thing that contributes towards our stress. And we do not want that. I do not want that for any one of you. And so this is what I will suggest you to do. Instead of paying yourself first, guys, let's just scrap that thing. Paying yourself first does not work. It does not work. It's not practical. It's not. It is not practical unless you're a person that just gets multiple income. Then maybe you can do that. But if you're a person that lives off one income, the issue of paying yourself first is just not practical. But this is what is practical. This is something that you should be doing if you want to take your finances seriously. Let us fix the foundation first. When I say let us get the foundation right first, what do I mean? I want you to first prioritize your needs, guys. The roof over your head is a need. Your nutrition is a need. You being fed is a need. You being able to go to work and be there on time, making sure that you do not call and say, I do not have money for transport, is a need. You know, there was one person in my previous job where I heard a story whereby she called her boss and say, I cannot come to work. I cannot come to work today because I do not have money for transport. That is unacceptable. When I heard that, I was just like, in which world do you call your supervisor and say, I'm not coming to work because I don't have money for transport? Because you get paid each and every month. And the assumption is you will know how to properly allocate this money. And so that's why I'm saying you prioritize your needs first over everything else. You're making sure that you allocate money for transport, for food, for shelter, for that water and electricity, for the transport for the kids. You are making sure that you are prioritizing these things first. Then once you've prioritized these things, the next thing is you get into your monthly obligations. What are your monthly obligations? What are the things that you've gotten yourself into that you need to pay for each and every month? And those are your debts. Now here, you are making sure that you're allocating the minimum that is required for each and every debt, and you're paying for the thing on time. Now, once you have done that, now let us move into the next part of you now take what is your expected income minus your needs, you minus your monthly obligations, and then what is left. From what is left, now let's start thinking of things such as saving and investing. And the reason why I'm putting it there is because that is the practical way of looking at it, you guys. For many of us, it is a practical way of looking at it, where now we have said, okay, I have budgeted for these obligations, for these mandatory things, for these needs. Now what is left is I can do whatever that I want with the money that is left. I can start thinking about savings, because savings, guys, is not a need. Saving and investing each and every month is not a need. It's a want. It's a luxury that most people do not have. So put it at the end once you know that all the things are taken care of. And when I say put it at the end, I'm not saying leave it until last minute. No, in your budget, because we budget way before we get paid. In your budget, now it's time for you to start thinking, what do I want to save towards? How much money do I have? And then you start allocating. Whilst you're allocating that money as well, I want you to also think about the money that you need to sustain you up until the next payday. And what do I mean by this? I normally do a thing of paying myself weekly, but I do it in a different way. But for you, I would suggest that look at the money that is left after and see how much money will I need for me to sustain myself until the next payday. The money that will allow me to go and buy bread, to go and meet all these random things that may come up in the month without having to go to my friend, my partner, or Mashonisa and borrow money from them. So once you've figured out how much money you will need to sustain you up until the next payday, so it can be 200 rands, it can be 300, 400 rands, that doesn't matter how much, it must fit your lifestyle. It must fit the things that you normally spend on in the month leading up to the next payday. Now, this is going to also give you peace of mind, because as I said, the most important thing that I would encourage you to do is prioritize your current peace of mind. Now, what do you need to do in order for you to know that you've got peace of mind leading up to the next payday? So once you have had that fund, I want you to include it. You include your savings. This is how much money I want to save this month. This is how much money I want to put as a buffer for me to know that it's going to sustain me until the next month. And then you then start looking at what is the thing that I want to do for myself, to spoil myself, to reward myself. What is that one thing that I want to do this month? So it can be your nails, it can be your hair, it can be buying yourself a bouquet of flowers, can be anything, but just choose one thing and do not put everything in here because you're going to overwhelm your budget. So here you choose one thing and say, okay, this month I'm going to buy myself flowers. This month I'm going to do my nails. This month I'm going to take myself out. Put that thing there. And then you calculate and make sure that you're sitting on a positive. Now, this is a budget that I feel like it is practical for many people. It is not, it's a budget that anyone can do. It's a budget that anyone can do depending on your income, you guys. But as I said, the most important thing when it comes to your income or when it comes to budgeting, you guys, and just making sure that you've got peace of mind is prioritizing the things that are essential. And anything else that is not essential is something that is a want, something that is a luxury that you can afford not to have. But the most important thing is making sure you've got peace of mind now. Now, once you have done this, I really want to encourage you to just maintain doing your budget like this until it becomes second nature. And as you're doing this, you'll find that you start improving in terms of your budget. But I must say this, it does not end with just setting up the budget and then you being done. It does not end there. There's still other things that you need to do when you get paid, after you've gotten paid, to make sure that your budget is effective. But right now, when it comes to the point that I wanted to make of the part of saying paying yourself first does not work. This is why I say it does not work. It does not work because it does not look at our financial circumstances. It does not look at our conditions that we're living in. It does not look at the economic climates that we're living in. And also it prioritizes the future and puts the now at the back burner to say the now does not matter, but your future self matters most. And I'm here to say your current self matters most, and then your future self is secondary because it's something that you haven't gotten into. And so prioritize making sure that you're setting yourself up for success now, and then the future can be something that you can add depending on your resources, depending on the availability of your resources. So that is it when it comes to this video. I hope that you guys enjoyed it. I'm hoping that it does not encourage you to say do not save. It's not to say don't save, invest. But what I'm saying is make sure that as you're doing that you are setting yourself up for success even now. That you are not the person that's gonna go dig into your debts or dig into a bomashonisa because now you are unable to meet some of the random things that come up in the month. Ne? I'm hoping that as I build in this series that it will become clear in terms of the things that you need to be prioritizing as you're working on your finances, as you're fixing your finances, and also as you're working towards financial freedom and financial independence. With that being said, you guys, I hope that you guys enjoyed this. I'll see you on the next one. Please take care and stay safe. Bye.